Hey there, my name is Vide Camerano, and I am the owner of Level Up Racine and founder of GetOffTheStreets.org, co-owner of Gamesters Bay, which is I should say Level Up Racine is a DBA of Gamesters Bay, and I have a couple of other entities that I work on, and well, you might call me crazy, whatever. My goal is to get as much done as possible while I'm here, and I love what I'm doing, and I do the very best I can to make sure that I'm working all of the entities. And yeah, so that aside, um, Level Up Racine is located at 215 6th Street in Racine, Wisconsin. I say Gamesters Bay, my partner and I came over this way 3 years ago. And at the moment, we had come from Evanston, Illinois. We had a 300 square foot um, game store, video game store. And then, of course, I was next door with my accounting office, Camerano Accounting and Tax Services. And then next thing you know, we merged, we partnered up. I came from board gaming. So I used to play 20 hours a week, go on the board game geek cruises, and I love my board games. I've got over 383 of them here at the store. Uh, when you walk in, you can pull one, sit down, play. Video game lounge. I've got 7 flat screens here and a variety of different types of consoles that you can play on. We do invest in our memberships for PlayStation and Xbox. And so we try to make sure that we have everything you can possibly want with respect to a gaming experience in both board games, video games, card games, whether it be Magic, Yu Gi Oh!, Pokemon. Um, you know, I think I even have some Dragon Ball Z stuff, and I have some Digimon, and definitely Magic. So we have evolved. We started off with video games and video game consoles, repairs and cleanings. We are now into mods. We have partnered up with a variety of other video game business owners in the area. And a couple of reasons for that is one, um, my goal and the goal here is that when you walk in and you want something, we will try to find it for you. We create a wish list. We have a long wish list for our potential customers or customers, and we try to fulfill those. And it doesn't matter whether we get paid for it or somebody else, as long as you are happy with what it is you're getting, uh, and what it is you asked for. That we're able to fulfill it somehow, some way for you. So that's really our, that's really what we're all about. Business is business. Yes, we do need to make money. However, it's very important for us that we build relationships and, and we continue to serve the community. Our business model is very interesting. In that we do a lot of gaming out in the community. So when we first came here, we started to donate product. We picked a bunch of non for profits, and we started to, you know, bring them basketball hoops, pianos, board games, card games, video game consoles, video games. And so we did that for the cop houses here in Racine. And then we started to partner up with Parks and Recs here. And then we went into doing the gaming for the Racine Raiders football club here in Racine. And then it just branched into some of the church festivals festivals. And again, a couple of tents, a bunch of flat screens, and I brought a bunch of board games. We had volunteers, and they sat and they played Pokemon or taught kids how to play. We had STEM activities like with marbles and just things that kids really get a kick out of, and things that just engage them in thinking and in play, safe play, especially here at the video game store. We have a lounge and we have a mini cinema room, and we get a lot of people. We have not people, kids. We have a lot of kids that come in super unsupervised. Uh, they're hungry. We feed them. We give them, icy, those ices. Um, and if they can't come into the lounge, they come in and I'll look at them and say, "What's going on? How are you?" And if I'm busy, I'll say, "You know what? It's not a good time. Come back in 30 minutes or whatnot." But I say, "Would you like something to drink, or would you like an icy, a freezy pop or whatever?" And they'll gladly take it. Um, so that's that's how we feel, and that's our mission with this space is we utilize it for the kids in the community. And we have had issues where, for example, they're out there in the streets and they're throwing bottles or water at cars or whatnot. Clearly, these kids have been around before we came on the scene, and now it's just a matter of trying to get them to be safe, because there's a lot going on in the city. This isn't Chicago, I'm aware. We've got maybe 70,000 population here in Racine. Nonetheless, there are issues everywhere, and the way I see it is, if I could put a dent in, or if I could make a difference in a positive way, that I want to do that. And if I have the means to do it, I'm going to do it. And so that's who we are here. Some of you know us, some of you don't. Those of you that know us know what it is we do, what it is I do. I talk the walk, and I'm very just very very passionate about how I feel as it relates to kids, or kids that are hungry or whatnot. And so I feel like I've been that kid that ate just bread and butter, or bread and mayonnaise, or bread and cheese, or whatever. I have been there. I've been there where I slept on the floor. I've been there where it was just a mattress, or there was no furniture, or whatever. Or where we had to walk miles and miles just to get to the doctor, or we didn't have money or whatnot. And so that's just not I mean, it builds character, I agree. And I'm just sharing simply because I this is where I come from. I recognize these types of experiences, and I also recognize what this does to kids that are growing up, how it affects them as a teenager, how it affects them as an adult, and so on and so forth. A lot of things that we go through as children affect us later on in life, and mold us and shape us to who we are. So I have a knack for seeing things that relate to my experiences, and I certainly don't want to enable in a way where it stops the lesson, or keeps them from learning. But I also want to provide some kind of cushion, or gentleness, because I feel that when you have a kid that's hungry, for example, and they're not supervised, or someone isn't caring about whether or not they've eaten that day, it's possible that they'll go and start getting upset, angry, emotional, and then next thing you know, they're doing things they're not supposed to do, or one thing leads to another, and it becomes a domino effect, and not in a good way. So we open our doors up here, and we make sure that they know that they're welcome. And there's a couple of kids that I kind of look out for in particular. I mean, I try to be fair and equal with all of them, but there are two that are kind of important to me. And the reason for that is because when we got here, they started to come in and hang out and play chess and learn, and play video games and so on and so forth. But their grandmother used to reach out to me on a regular basis, and I would call her and tell her they're here. I would help her and ease her concerns, and her care, her concerns about where the kids are, and so on and so forth. So we kind of built a rapport in that if they did something wrong, or if there was something wrong, I would call, or she would call me, and then we would try to work together to try to get the kids to maybe think about what they did, or apologize, or try to come up with a way to reward them for something that they did that was good or whatnot. Um, Now, that was 3 years ago, and I think it was, I don't even remember if it was this year or last year, where yeah, I had her on caller ID. So every time she called, my first words were, "Hey Angie, how you doing? You want me to help you with the kids? What's going on?" And that's how I would answer her. Um, and so she wasn't really talking on the other end. She couldn't. So when I said to her, "Hey, would you like me to go find the kids?" She went, "Yeah," and I did, but I called, and then I got her fiance, and he kind of told me, she wasn't feeling well and she's unable to talk. But I said to her, I called her and I said, "Hey, again, hey Angie, I found the kids. Is there anything else you need me to do? What can I do for you?" And then the words out of her mouth were, "I'm dying." And I'm like, "Great." Not great, but I was just like, "Oh my God," So I immediately, I told her I was going to go visit her, and I did. I went to visit her, and I gave her fiance like some time for him to go do what he needs to do, take care of himself, and take a break for caring from her and being by her side. And then I just kind of took over, and I just introduced myself. She hadn't seen me and didn't know what I looked like. So I just told her. I said, You're such a beautiful lady. Look at you." And then I went into nurturing mode, and she kept asking for ice, and I gave her ice. I kept giving her ice and giving her ice, and um, I didn't know what was going on. I had already taken care of somebody who had frontal lobe dementia who passed away under my watch, and I know what it's like to do that, but I also know what it's like to give them the opportunity up until up until the moment they pass away. You always give somebody the opportunity because it's about quality of life and quality of care. Even though they can't eat anymore, or even though you always give them that choice because it helps them feel good about themselves, and it increases their self-esteem, and it makes them feel like that they're what they feel or how they feel is valid, and you need to acknowledge that. um, and so I understood that. And so when the nurse came in to say, "Well, should we give her a dinner plate or whatever," I looked at her and I said, "Of course you should. Go ahead and send her, order a meal for her." I mean, so, but anyway, these kids are important to me. I told her, I said, "Angie, do not worry about these kids. I will watch for them. I will look for them. I will keep my eyes open." And I have been. And I mean, I don't want to be intrusive. I can't be intrusive, but they know that I'm here for them. And every so often they'll call me, and if they need something. The other day they needed to eat, and I was in Illinois as opposed to Wisconsin, so I ordered pizza while they were here in the front. And I guess what I'm saying is, I believe that in order for us to um, show them that there is good in this world, or there are good people, or there are people that care, in order for us to cut the cycle, right? There's a cycle going on here. It's trauma, it's stressful. And when you have kids that are hungry, there's a certain thing that happens to them. And so it's important that whatever it is you do, if you have the opportunity, please, if you see a kid that's hungry, please feed them. To me, it's like a sin. You see somebody that's hungry, you feed them. If you see an elderly person that's hungry and they're in front of you, feed them, help them. If they don't have money for it, do it. To me, these are angels. They're angels. People that are older, and younger kids. You just have to get involved. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I certainly will. And I hope that other businesses in the area, especially the restaurants, and I know there are a lot of them that do it, and I've seen it firsthand, and I appreciate that, and I think they're amazing people for it. But anyway, that's us. That's what we do here at the lounge. It's getoffthestreets.org. It's a non-for-profit, and it came from Officer Wilson. Wilson Velasquez was my brother. He towered at 6'5". He had the arms of Thor, the legs and the thighs of Thor. He looked like Mr. Clean, and he looked really good in a policeman's uniform. Um, he was a good person, and he worked as a volunteer officer for New London, Ohio, for a very, very long time while he was lead mechanic for the city of Cleveland. fixing big rigs like the fire trucks and the EMS, vans and trucks and so on and so forth. So he was like a wreck master, military man. He was just incredible. But anyway, we figured, my family and I, you know, my goodness, who does that? Volunteer for so many years, 10 plus years. Who does that? And so we felt like it was important for us to carry on the work he was doing with his community. And we do the best we can every year. The Easter basket collection and giveaway, it was our fourth annual last year, or this year, and next year it'll be the fifth annual, and we'll figure it out. And we try to just give out Easter baskets to kids here in Racine. We try to do it in Chicago. We try to do it in New London, Ohio. We do the best we can. I say we because sometimes it's just me and a bunch of volunteers. It's not a conglomerate, it's not like a bunch of people, getting involved. But you'd be surprised how important something like that is to a child. Come on, let's talk about creating magic and smiles, so important. But anyway, I'm going to step back. The video game store, who doesn't like video games? What kid doesn't like video games? I mean, how many kids do you know can afford it? How many kids do you know have Xboxes or consoles? How many kids do you know have Pokemon decks or Pokemon cards? Come on. I mean, here we are. We have everybody's got all kinds of things that are cool, and yet these kids who are living in impoverished neighborhoods, who don't have access to any of this stuff, they just don't have access to it. So, getoffthestreets.org wants to make sure that all of these things are accessible to them, even if they don't have any money. I have people donating common cards. Do you know how happy it makes these kids when they get a deck? So happy. They don't even care if it's a valuable card. They don't care. Now they can play with their friends. Now they feel included. They feel good. So if you have any board games, card games, even board games that are missing pieces, donate them to us. Getoffthestreets.org, 224-518-1100. The other thing we do here is we have guitar lessons and we teach singing. I used to sing. I sang from the age of 18 all the way up to like 40 something. And I've done 1,500 gigs, and I can do this. I can teach singing. And I have one particular student that I've been with for over 6 months. The difference between the first day they came till now, big difference. Increased self-esteem, confidence, enunciation, speaks better, sings better, feels good. They feel good. The other thing we do here is we employ, and we have a lot of people that come in who are neurodivergent. Our space welcomes everybody. We're not interested in your color. We're not interested in anything but who you are. You come in, you want to hang out, you want to play games, play games. This is what we're here for. For a very long time, this has been self-funded. I've been the one to work, and of course, the business partner, Ramson, has also supported and has also assisted in all of this for quite some time now, and continues to support the mission and assist and help and make a difference. He does make a difference. He helps a lot because I can't do this by myself, right? I mean, I teach high school. I teach accounting, personal finance, business, computers, and so I do that during the daytime, and afterwards I do a Pokemon teaching for an elementary school. So I don't know that I have anything else to say. We employ teenagers. We've done that in Evanston for the past 3 or 4 years. I employed with the assistant of the City of Evanston's summer program and Evanston Township High School summer program. We've employed a bunch of teenagers under Camerano Accounting and Tax Services, under Cake Pop and Roll, um, and under Gamesters Bay Video Game Store. So I remember the first year that I had the interviews, I interviewed over 120 kids. All of them wanted to do either Cake Pop or work for the video game store. I had maybe a couple that wanted to do the accounting. I have these entities, right? And I'm like, well, why not give them the opportunity? The platform is there. I'm doing the work. It's called work-based learning. That's what it's called. And why not? Why not let these kids see what it's really like to own a business, what it's really like to, to gather data, to do bookkeeping, to gather the information and collect it and organize it in a way that makes my CPA happy. So it's 20 minutes into this video. I just wanted you to know Level Up Racine and GetOffTheStreets.org is located at 215 6th Street in Racine, downtown Racine. The video game store has a lot to offer, a lot of retro consoles. We repair, we clean, we have access to amazing partners in the community. If you can't find it here, you'll find it at New Wave. If you can't find it here, you'll find it at Coliseum. And there's a bunch of other places. Sanctum does board games. Twin Dragons, they're professionals and experts at Pokemon and a bunch of other cards, and possibly Yu-Gi-Oh, possibly Magic. And I do believe that they also have a lot of board games for sale. The ones I have here are not for sale. They're for people to come in and play. I've got a variety of different chess sets, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean, and a, excuse me, 1888, chess, old chess set that's really cool. So I mean, I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm missing some other places. Menagerie is another board game store, and then we have other partners outside of Wisconsin, in Illinois, that we contact. There are places at 7 Mile, Mo, Ryan, where we contact them. We're looking for something, or somebody's looking for something, and I call and they have it. I direct them right there. The way I see it is there's plenty to go around. We just want you to be happy, So just know that we do repairs and cleanings. Anything we sell you is cleaned and it's tested. We're not in the business of just giving you something, because chances are you're going to come back. We want you to be happy. Incidentally speaking, we have some other businesses in the community that are now selling consoles and so on and so forth. And what's happening now is we're getting these clients in, basically kind of telling us that it doesn't work or whatnot. And so we're having to fix and repair these items. New Wave also has an amazing repair men and women. Lori, I think it's her name is Laura or Lori. She's amazing at repairs. And so Ryan is the other guy that's amazing at modding, at creating, and he does some things for us too. And so, yeah, it's a really cool connection. I don't have anything else to say. Our number is 224-518-1100. We're at 215 6th Street in Racine. And we have a lot to offer. When you come in here, if you come in with a toddler, there's plenty of toys and games for the toddler. Plenty for your, 5-year-old, 4-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old girl. If you wanted to come in, we have bracelet making. We have arts and crafts, all kinds of mediums, acrylics, oil, sketching, drawing, you name it. We even have a Cricut for sticker creation. We have a 3D printer. Again, we have a mini theater as well with lots and lots of titles. We focus on laser discs, retro VHS, the Blu-ray, DVD. That's where we're at with all of that. We like to preserve, the stuff that came out when we were growing up. Um, and then when you walk in, you'll see a lot of conversation pieces, a Zenith radio that works. In television, ColecoVision, we have this beautiful old, beautiful Sega Master System from back in the day, nicely boxed. Um, have a lot of Funkos, as you can see, a lot of figures, sports figures, 15,000 baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards. Um, what else can I tell you? Lots of stickers, 3D stickers, and yeah, lots of things from lots of different types of consoles: Sega, GameCube, N64s, Nintendo systems, lots of games. Stop in, grab a Coke or a water, come and hang out with us. We're here 9 to 9, Monday through Friday. We have some teenagers that are going to be are employed. They will be here Monday through Thursday this week. They're going to start and then they'll be here, which is kind of cool. So looking forward to seeing them and working with them. Have a great night. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry it was long, but if you need anything from us related to, video gaming, board gaming, card gaming, also Beckett Castle, brand new. They're here. They're on, I think, 3 Mile or 4 Mile. I don't remember. Look them up. They're amazing as well. They're into the card games, Lorcana, Pokemon. Their shop is amazing, and they've been really, really supportive of us, and really good people. So nothing else really to report. Like I said, I'm a teacher, and I teach. And when you get here, I have a lot to offer. And so have a great night. Please stop in and say hello. Take care. Bye bye.